Please switch off your mobile phone and camera. നിങ്ങളുടെ മൊബൈൽ ഫോൺ, ക്യാമറ തുടങ്ങിയവ ഓഫ് ചെയ്യുക. പ്രദർശന സമയത്ത് യാതൊരു വിധത്തിലുള്ള ലൈറ്റുകളും പ്രകാശിപ്പിക്കുവാൻ പാടുള്ളതല്ല.
Vainu Bapu Observatory, located in the picturesque neighborhood of the village of Kavalur in the state of Tamil Nadu. This observatory boasts one of the finest telescopes in the world, ingeniously developed in India. It's named the Vainu Bapu Telescope after the famous Indian astronomer Vainu Bapu. Its mirror is 2.3 meters wide and is commissioned in 1986. Friends, tonight we have a date with this observatory. Here, we will tour through the heavens with the aid of this telescope and other instruments attached with it. When all of us are in deep sleep, the astronomers probe the sky through using this or similar marvelous instruments. Presently, the world's largest telescope is the Great Canary Telescope. Just observe how the observatory shutter is opening. The telescope aligns, unfolding the wonders of the cosmos to us. By the way, all of us have grown up learning the rhymes in our younger days.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Indeed, sometime or other in our life, we did wonder at these stars. How far away are these stars? Do other stars also have planets around them? Those twinkling dots in the sky have been inspiring awe and wonder in our minds since time immemorial. The star-studded sky had evoked the very same questions to our grandfathers, to their grandfathers, and even to their grandfathers. We have answers to some of these questions today, but answers to most of these elude us still. How many stars can we see with our naked eyes? Just a few thousands at best. A binocular or a telescope reveals many, many more. They are just too faint and too distant to be observed without an aid. Few stars are quite bright compared to others. Many of our ancient literatures mention their names. Some of them are intimately connected with our day-to-day lives. See that bright reddish star? That's Betelgeuse. This star is related to wetness here on earth. Indeed, when the sun is close to the star, it's time for monsoon. The moisture-laden air from the seas and oceans bringing in rains on this parched earth. Some brighter stars nearby form a clear human figure in the sky. Those faint ones, the head. Those are the shoulders, with Betelgeuse on the right. The extended arms, holding a shield in one and a club in another. The waist and the legs. This is Orion, the famous hunter. Orion can help spot some other constellations nearby. Join the rightmost star on its belt with Betelgeuse. Moving right ahead, there are two fairly bright stars, Castor and Pollux. Two brightest stars of Gemini, the twins, Punarvasu Nakshatra. Castor and Pollux, the heads and the body of the twins. Not just the sun, some others also change places among the stars. The moon shifts each day to spend time with each of the 27 nakshatras by rotation. The planets almost look like stars, but they change positions. Sometimes, for a while, in the opposite direction. That's retrograde motion. No doubt, to the ancients, the sun and the moon were also planets or wanderers. Now we know they are not. Sun is the parent star, the central figure of the solar system. The planets are like sentries patrolling its fort. Mercury, the closest and the smallest, moves the fastest. Venus goes with its twin sister, the Earth, side by side. Tiny moon is hard to miss. Red planet, Mars, guards them both with its martial power. Sluggish Jupiter is the biggest and heaviest of them all. Ringed Saturn is just easy to spot. Uranus circles the sun at the very edge of human visibility, and Neptune, the outermost, just beyond it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move on a virtual tour of our solar family. The planets and their satellites are no more mere points of light in our skies, remote worlds out of our reach. We have visited them all either ourselves or by proxy, thanks to our robot crafts. Do some of these planets also have life forms? Do these life forms look like us? Or are we the only ones in the vastness of this creation? Let's watch out. Its destination, Mercury for now. A hot, airless, sun-roasted world full of craters, large and small. 1 year on Mercury is just 3 months long on Earth, and a day 2 months long. The sun rises and sets 3 times on Mercury in exactly 2 years. Mercury is closest to the sun and still not the hottest. The hottest is the beautiful Venus. Venus is the brightest in the sky. As seen from Earth, this planet never ventures out under the hot sun or in the darkness of night. Cooler mornings before sunrise or the evenings after sunset are the right times to spot her. When she is there, you need no introduction. The brilliance and the appealing beauty holds you spellbound. Perpetually veiled Venus is hellish hot, more than 450 degrees centigrade, 4.5 times hotter than boiling water. A thick blanket of carbon dioxide, opaque sulfuric acid clouds, and a runaway greenhouse effect is the result. The temperature never drops, not even in the night. In the eyes of Soviet Venera landers in the 70s, Venus was an eerie and desolate landscape. A thick atmosphere bends the light rays and the horizon appears surprisingly close. Man-made machines never survived for even an hour in this hell. Venus is identical to its twin, the Earth, in shape and size, and the similarity ends just there. The planet is no match to the vibrant, greenish, watery Earth. The clouds never clear and we never see its surface. Our radars do the job for us. There are a couple of continents, tall mountains, about 1,000 impact craters, and more than 100 large volcanoes. The poisonous atmosphere is 90 times thicker than on Earth. And the pressure? It's like being about a kilometer under an ocean. If the heat doesn't kill you, the pressure certainly will. It's difficult to walk. Even a gentle breeze just knocks you down. Did Venus always look like this? Perhaps not. An early Venus had oceans. For yet unknown reason, it started heating up. The water evaporated and the planet ran bone dry. On Earth, para-jumping is great fun. How about some para-jumping on Venus? No need of a parachute to slow you down. A dense atmosphere ensures a soft landing anyway. Flying past our home planet, just see our moon. Recent data captured by instruments aboard our first lunar mission, Chandrayaan-1, confirmed water ice on the lunar surface, mostly located near the south polar regions. Next, our destination is Mars, the red planet, the god of war, anger, and violence. Seasonal ice caps, huge dry riverbeds, giant volcanoes, and a thin carbon dioxide atmosphere. The fourth planet from the Sun is the most explored one. The Viking landers found Mars a desolate, cold desert. It's -80 degrees Celsius in winter and nearly 0 degrees in the height of summer. Fine floating dust in the air is a nagging worry. It makes the sky red and sticks everywhere. The occasional dust devils and seasonal global dust storms. Future settlers would find the goings quite tough on this world, just half the size of Earth. Mars has subsurface ice. Huge amounts of water once flowed on the planet, creating lakes and oceans. But that was long, long ago. Where is all that water now? Did life ever take its root on the planet when it was wet, or is still surviving there? We don't know for sure. There is no conclusive evidence. Mars remains a compelling destination for both men and machines. It's a potential abode of future human colonies. Millions of rocks ranging from a few to a few hundred kilometers circle the Sun beyond Mars. Some are round and most are irregular. This is the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Ceres, Juno, Vesta, Pallas are the largest mere telescopic objects even to this date. 1766, a German astronomer, Johann Daniel Titius, found an empirical Titius-Bode law. The law gives average distances of planets from the Sun. The rule also predicts a planet between Mars and Jupiter, and there was none. That put the astronomers in an intensive search mode. Finally, there was success. Italian astronomer Giuseppe Piazzi discovered a star-like object in Taurus. Was it a comet? No, it didn't look so. Was it a star? No, it moved among the stars like a planet. Giuseppe Piazzi finally discovered a planet-like object exactly at the predicted distance. Within a span of few years, astronomers found many more. Sir William Herschel called them asteroids. Sixth in series in Titius-Bode law, Jupiter is a faraway world. The sun rays become 25 times weaker at the planet's distance. Huge and massive Jupiter still shines forth, brightest at its closest. Occasionally though, Mars beats it in brilliance. Jupiter moves one zodiacal sign a year. That's about 12 years to complete one circuit. It's a planet colorful and turbulent. What adds to such riot of colors in that roaring atmosphere? The high-speed oppositely moving jets, complex flowing patterns, fade and grow with time. Even a small backyard telescope reveals a couple of them. The great red spot, 2 times the Earth, a turbulent anticyclone, is raging for more than 1.5 centuries. It never fades, only grows and shrinks a bit. What's the driving force behind these 340 kilometers per hour roaring winds? Partly the fast rotation. The largest planet is also the fastest rotator, just a little less than 10 hours on its axis, and also partly some heat produced within. Jupiter is still shrinking 3 centimeters every year. That's the source of heat driving the winds. Just how big is Jupiter? It's 10.5 Earth across the diameter. That's pretty big, no doubt. Jupiter is a big ball of gas, 300 Earth mass. Jupiter is truly the king of planets. It also has the largest retinue of satellites. 4 large satellites can be seen from Earth through an ordinary binocular. Galileo Galilei saw them with his small telescope. He was convinced regarding the heliocentric concept. That landed him in heck of a trouble. The Roman Catholic Church put him under house arrest for the rest of his life. That was in 1633. Galileo was lucky. He was spared of his life. Just about 3 decades before him, Giordano Bruno held similar views. He was burnt alive in Rome. 4 large satellites of Jupiter are now called the Galilean satellites: Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. Strong tidal friction heats up Io. Europa is white and all ice. Ganymede is a